I met this guy on my first day at work, for under 2 minutes. I am not op. Original post by you, free affection, love and are nice guys. Trigger warnings. Harassment. Less than. Mood spoilers. Frustrating but understandable. Less than. Edit. The original post is the images of their convo. And NBSP. I met this guy on my first day at work. For under 2 minutes. May 15th, 2022. https www.reddit.com/gallery/ukcom7q and NBSP. Update. I'm thankful to all the people that have encouraged me to call him out and shared suggestions on how to stay safe. I am in healthcare on the East Coast. Being on the floor, simply put, just means the inpatient unit where admitted patients are. Our phone numbers and emails are kind of public knowledge starting day one. Scheduling and vacations are done months in advance, and there have to be lists in place for who will replace whom in case someone calls in. At a few smaller facilities where I go, we have everybody's phone numbers on the wall. The reason for multiple gigs is that I am currently still training and the pay is not enough to survive. I also rotate at different facilities and in different departments at the same facility. This dude is the supervisor in one specific department, and he came up to me a couple of times after this to explain. He said it wasn't him actually. It was the few drinks he'd had at bedtime that made him lose his cool. I have continued to ignore him as politely as possible and have started documenting all my unavoidable communication with him. Starting today, I'm going to be in a different location. I do understand that a lot of people are going to hate on me for not calling him out immediately. But I am going to take it a little slower for now. I will certainly call him out after I have been out of here for a few days. I live alone. I commute alone. I'm no coward, but my life experiences have trained me to put my own safety first and foremost while dealing with such men. He could easily gain access to identifying information. Heck, even I have access to the addresses, phone numbers and other personal details of a ton of people because of lax systems. I'm concerned that I may already have been identified, lol, but it is what it is. I do understand that I owe it to all women after me and I should report this guy. I'm so jaded that I hadn't really considered reporting him until I read all these comments. I've had worse experiences with nice guys in this profession. Gotta run for now. We'll be back to update when things improve. Thanks again to everyone that responded kindly. And NBSP. Reminder: I am not the original poster. Oop hasn't posted about this since then. He doesn't want a negative work environment. Rolling on the floor, laughing, cold sweat, smile, deadpan face. He said it wasn't him actually. It was the few drinks he'd had at bedtime that made him lose his cool. So it's him basically. Alcohol doesn't magically change your personality. It loosens inhibitions. Yeah, it's understandable. Sometimes the best choice is what makes you safe and not what feels satisfying. So, the drinks he had at bedtime made him act like an abusive ass for more than 24 hours? Just tell our. This was posted 5 months ago. Oops stopped posting anything 4 months ago, after posting fairly regularly before that. I really hope she's okay. Jesus. First reflex should be to screenshot and make a small file during a few days and directly report to HR and police. The alcohol excuse is only good when you're 16, not a functioning adult. Harassment is a serious issue. That's why creeps like this go after the trainees, because they have relatively little power and influence. This reads like he's also a threat to her safety, but he's going straight for her livelihood here. I bet there are dozens of complaints against this guy. all filed after the trainees leave. And HR doesn't do anything about it because, well, she's left already. We can't do anything about the situation. This would be a tough situation to be in. He's already approaching her with excuses because he probably realized his job is at jeopardy if she were to do anything. The last thing I'd want is some unhinged man showing up at my home where I live alone, pissed off because he lost his job. I mean, it only took 40 minutes of her not responding for him to get hateful. Holy mole, I'm afraid for her safety. That guy is a tad unhinged. She's right. I've been fired for calling out a boss for touching me inappropriately. Been fired for a woman who was high up sending me abusive emails. Been fired for a guy getting my home address and driving by and I reported. They called me a liar. They said I was distracting. Being a woman is terrifying. Op doesn't owe it to anyone to report this. I'm glad she's smart enough to prioritize her own safety over internet yelling. I don't know how comfortable I'd be knowing everyone at my job site knew my personal cell and home address. I've only had one job I had to share an on-call number with everyone, and luckily it was recently so I could get a Google number to redirect the calls to my personal line. I really hope OOP at least lets one trusted coworker know about the situation who can walk her to her call or keep out another set of eyes. The worst part is that there are countless creeps like this out there. And countless others who would secretly take his side. As women going at life alone, just do what it takes to protect yourself. And when together, protect each other. Dear God, this guy is unhinged. Ah, the irony, hypocrisy of, I'll do what I want, not what you want me to. The attitude of, I'll stop when I want to, is the scariest part for me. I doubt it only applies to harassment. It's sad that she has to justify why she hasn't confronted him or reported him yet. She is right. She has to take her own safety into consideration first. The man who she interacted with her for under 2 minutes, actively sought out her number, texted her the day they met, and when he didn't receive a response in under 40 minutes turned rude and aggressive. I would want to cover all my bases before I report this guy too. Maybe it's silly, but I can understand her fear. If he can easily do that and easily turn agitated when he feels slighted, then what stops him from seeking relation on something bigger than not getting a text back? When Op find a way to report him without having to face retaliation or backlash from this guy, then I know she will. How can we protect each other from people like this if we don't protect ourselves first? Do you owe it to other women to report him? I'm not sure you do. Your first obligation is always to your own health and well-being. I don't know what Pollyanna rose-colored glass world some of these people live in, but most of us know that there are consequences for standing up for yourself. It doesn't always end well. Don't spend time feeling pressured to do something you aren't ready for. That guy escalates fast. Wow.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.